big day for the French press today. I think you can probably tell why. That's because François Bayrou and his minority government are facing that confidence vote later today. They're almost certain to lose. Emily has been looking through them for us. What are the papers saying?
Well, it's obviously a story on all the French front pages today. Let's have a look first at Aujourd'hui en France. They have this photo of Prime Minister Bayrou there on the balcony of Matignon, the residence of the Prime Minister. Chronicle of an expected fall, the headline reads. And most papers today talking about this predicted loss. Le Figaro here as well on their front page. Bayrou's programmed fall. The paper says it's extremely unlikely that François Bayrou will convince the majority of National Assembly members he needs to survive. L'Humanité, meanwhile, still on their front page, just going with the fall. The paper tries to understand Bayrou's shock move, and it says that there are two camps, those who think that the Prime Minister thought that his bluff would pay off, and those who think that Bayrou was only trying to choose the time and place of his departure. Libération also on the story, same picture as Aujourd'hui en France on their front page, here going for musical headline though. Je suis venu vous dire que je m'en vais. I have come to tell you that I am leaving, a reference to a Serge Gainsbourg song there. The paper makes fun of what it calls Bayrou's high esteem of himself, and their cartoonist Coco even has here a Bayrou bingo after a Himalaya of difficulties. The self-confessed boomer seems to be on the edge of a cliff.
I love that bingo, Bayrou. The papers, they seem to be already looking to the after Bayrou, don't they?
A number of them, yes, choosing to focus more on what comes next here. La Dépêche du Midi, qui après Bayrou, who after Bayrou. This paper says that unless the impossible happens, the Prime Minister's seat will have to be filled despite political deadlock. Le Parisien, here on the front page of their website, argues that President Macron will want to act fast, maybe naming the next PM in the next few days. L'Opinion, though, here has this article on their front page saying that the after Bayrou could be a dead end for Macron. The article says that the president will look to choose someone who might be able to survive another vote of no confidence. If not, he might have to once again dissolve the parliament, which could endanger his presidency. And this explains the cartoon on their front page here, a spoof on a Gillette ad for razor blades. Le Pen here explaining the first blade goes for Bayrou and the second for the president.
France, not the only country facing political upheaval. What do you have for us?
Things are heating up in Norway as they're going into a general election here. This is from the tabloid Dagbladet. Here their headline reads, sweeping in millions. Now Norway in the middle, as I said, of a hotly contested election to decide whether to continue with a Labour-led government and Jonas Gahr Store, or to turn to the right, dominated by Sylvie Listhaug and the anti-immigration Progress Party. The paper says that the economy, taxation and inequality are the main topics of this election, so they decided to take a look at the finances of the leaders of the 9 main parties, which explains the headline and their front page. Let's look at Dagsavisen here, another Norwegian paper. They feature an interview with Norway's finance minister and former Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg. They quote him on their headline here, I regret nothing. Stoltenberg says that the big picture is that the economy is doing rather well. And the economy, as I said, is the main topic of most of the coverage. The Guardian has this piece looking at the debate surrounding wealth tax. Should Norway keep it, cut it or abolish it? The article says that although the current tax brings in a lot of money, entrepreneurs are fighting back and pouring their money into campaigns against the tax, campaigns which go as far as spreading disinformation, according to this article, and sending hate mails to top economists. Now, this article says that regardless of who wins, this ferocious national argument is likely to rumble on.
Let's move away from the top pages now. Emily's found an interesting long read for us. This is about Myanmar.
Staying in the Guardian here, this long read. It's a report on scam centres in Myanmar. Scamming centres like the one you can see in this complex here use enslaved workers to run online scams all day long without letting them leave. Now, this report shows that the number of centres in Myanmar has almost doubled since 2021. The article uses satellite imagery to show how guarded and fortified the centres are. Now, the police managed to rescue 700 people earlier this year from a compound, but think that 100,000 people could still be locked up in those centres.
And finally from Emily, something a little bit different. She's got some delicious news for us about the Guinness World Records.
Exactly. Well, 3 kilometres long. That's the length of the longest strudel in the world. A record claimed by the village of Jaskovo in Croatia. Locals lined up almost 9,000 strudels to break the record. Now, none of the strudel went to waste. It was all donated to people in need. But if you're looking to join the fun, this article in the Times is looking at the 70 records that are still yet to be grabbed. Now, the Guinness World Records organisation published that list of records on its 70th anniversary, and a journalist in the Times decided to go through a few of them. She happily now holds the record for the fastest time to arrange a set of Scrabble tiles in alphabetical order. But don't worry, Stuart, there are still plenty of records up for grabs. This is a list here of some of them left. Most high fives in 30 seconds, most leapfrog jumps in 1 hour by a team of 2. We could try that maybe. It's up to you. You can take your pick from that list, but it all looks quite fun. If
I quite like the penultimate one. Most whoopee cushions sat on in 1 minute by a team of 2. It's very specific, isn't it?
Very specific, yeah.
Yes, very noisy, but at least not that smelly. Emily, thanks a lot, Emily, with the papers for us here on France 24. A lot more coming up, including my prospective guest right after the break, so stay with us for that.